Hi, good morning everyone. This is Seah once again. Thanks for joining me this morning. I've been absent for about 2 months, close to 2 months I think, not making a single video during this period of time because this is my first time actually opening a cafe and doing a partnership in business, which is quite a lot of things to consider, and hence therefore I decided to take a break from making video. And now the cafe operation is more or less settled down, as in operation, not a business. Right, business is still we're still hoping to get more people to come and taste our coffee, and then hope you'll get better and better. Right, and this is a Wednesday morning. Right, usually morning is a little bit more quiet, and there's quite a number of early birds that come to work early in the morning, and then they will probably pop up and bring along a coffee, right? Or maybe a croissant, a pie, or puff, right? Or sometimes muffins, depending whether they are going off after something savory or sweet. And usually this is the routine every morning, right? Right now my machine is start up automatically in the morning, so that it's preheated, ready when I come into the cafe. And I've tested this device. It is holding out very well. It is resisting the heat that's produced by the machine. Right? I mean the power plug. So it is a good thing that the machine can start before you arrive at the cafe. Right? That's my personal experience. Because sometimes you can be caught in a jam, or maybe have some delays, in your whatever the daily operations. So sometimes a delay can happen, and the least thing that you want the customer to experience is waiting for your machines to warm up and get ready to temperature. And worse, if you try to push your machine to produce a cup of coffee while the machine is still warming up, or maybe it's just ready, right? The coffee is just out of the standard. Right. So after talking for so long, right, I'm missing everyone, right? We will do it slightly differently, in a way that I'll be reviewing less equipment. I'll be sharing more with everyone my experience with running both the cafe as well as the supply of the espresso coffee equipment, right? So how I juggle these two things together. Right, as everyone know, right now our cafe is located at 32 Seah Street, and now my showroom is located in Eunos. So they are not very far away, but in terms of daily operations, whenever the customers want to come and view the machines, I have to schedule and bring them to the Eunos office, which is not ideal. And right now, the best situation is to merge the two together, so that we can have a cafe up front, and then customers who are interested can come and experience the cafe setup, as well as we can do a demonstration of maybe B2B machines, or maybe some of the home use machines that we demo to them, and how good these machines are and whether they are practical in their home uses. Right. So without further ado, let me do probably a putting of some shots on the BBM Lolo. Right, this is our BBM Lolo 2 groups. Heat exchanger, rotary pump is very consistent. I would say in terms of practical usage, it's a lot easier to use as compared to those much more expensive machines that we are seeing in the market. Right. I don't know about you, right? Maybe people feel that coffee comes out better if their machines is more expensive. Right. Personally, I believe. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. Personally, I believe, of course, number one is your coffee. Right, our coffee are roasted. Currently, our house blends are roasted in KL, Malaysia. Right, and very soon our roasters will be arriving, and then we will start roasting in-house. Of course, together with the help of my brother Naj from KL, Malaysia. Right, so we will develop a blend that's suitable for the taste of Singapore, and of course, looking beyond Singapore. We also want to roast coffee that people like from all over the world, right? That's our ultimate goal, right? So, so let's get started to make some coffee, right? Today I'm going to pour 2 shots of coffee, and after operating the cafe for close to 2 months, and I realized that there's a lot of workflow that I used to do when I'm a home barista has totally changed, right? As you can see now, of course, these commercial machines, the steam is very powerful. The engage button to switch on the brew head is by a touch of the button, and some says that this is this good or is this bad? Some prefer the manual level machines, but in the cafe operating situation, I believe a touch button like the engage button is easiest and most efficient, because the head barista can come in and tune in, dial in the beans to the taste, and then the whole day follow up will be a lot easier. Right. So this is a volumetric machines, right? And we don't do it by time base. Of course, I do 2 shots or try to dial in as usual, but then in the cafe setting, I do not do much distribution. In fact, I don't do distribution at all. Right, it depends solely on the quality of the grind coming out from the coffee grinder. And in the shop, we are using the Firenzato F64 Evo, and the other one is the Otto Florence. It's also the 64mm model. Right, as comparing these two grinders, the Firenzato tends to give me more fluffy and less clumpy ground, and the Otto Florence, that's the commercial model, tends to give me a little bit of clumps, but I realized that the extractions on this commercial machine with auto temper, right, it is not too bad, right, and it's very consistent. So let me pour a shot and then we taste the coffee, and then let's and what I meant by I'm changing my videos out a little bit is I'll be doing less of equipment, and then I'll be doing more of my sharing of my personal experience, and also I'll be answering some of the questions posed to my YouTube on various topics, such as my very old video like the Brazil Barista series, right? I've done quite a lot of videos in the back, maybe pre-COVID and during COVID time, and then there's still quite a lot of questions there, and as well as the modifications I've done, and also my I've also made a lot of videos on the DF64 series, and also many different models and brands of espresso machines, and I will look through the comment given to me on the YouTube, and then I will actually look through them, and I will actually run through one by one, and I'll try to answer in the next video, right? So I'll gather a list of all the comments and then the questions, then I'll actually go through them in the next video, right? So I will not be making video as regularly as in the past, but I'll try, right, to see how it goes. And one more thing is I'm finally officially out of the teaching service. When I say teaching, means teaching students at the age group maybe between 16 to 19. Right, I'm out of school now, so my full-time job now is coffee. Right. So without further ado, let's try doing some coffee. Right, so I'm going to show you, right, what I mean by the coffee ground. Right, so I'll be pausing the camera, and then I'll show you how the coffee comes out from the 2 different grinds. Right, so first we're going to do from Firenzato. Right, so you can see it takes about 5 seconds to grind about 18 grams of coffee. Right, and it's done. And what you need to do is slowly give it a knock on the sort of a rubber pad, right? So to get it even, and then move on to the auto temper, right? And if there's a little bit of coffee ground at the side, just clean it off, right? And then you lock up the portafilter, right? Let's heat up this server, right? And then let's pour shots. This is not time based, this is volumetric, which means depending on your grind size, grind setting, and your tamping pressure, right? The flow meter here will adjust to whatever type of grind setting and try to come out with a fixed sort of a ratio. Right, so this is the first one from our blend, which is called the Satu. Right, so this is currently our house blend number 1. Usually we use this for espresso, right? Or if customers are more adventurous and like something sweet and acidic, right? This is the blend they recommend. And moving to the auto, right? Of course, this is a heat exchanger. Normally, before you put a shot, right? You make sure that you flush to control the heat. And then I'm going to show you from the Florence Auto, right? Currently is running the Dua blend in this hopper, right? Right, so you can see there's a little bit of clumping, as compared to the Foronzato, but it's not too bad, right? And usually I'll just knock it here. There's no, rubber pad. It will be ideal to have a rubber pad here, but it does not affect the performance. So basically, just give a gentle knock, and oops, and again, let's just insert into the auto temper, right? It's nice, right? Make sure that it's clean, right? And then let's lock up the whole filter. And then let's pull a shot, right? Shots looks beautiful. Right, now 2 shots has been pulled. Let's try the coffee, right? Right, let's taste the coffee. Right, a customer popped by. Right, his name is by the name of David. Right, it's my regular customer here every morning. He will come once in the morning and probably once in the afternoon. Right, so let's try the Satu blend. Right, cheers. Oh, it's very pleasant. This is the kind of espresso I like to drink. It's very sweet. It is a little bit complex. The body is quite good. And it's a nice balance between the sweetness and the acidity. So this definitely has acidity. But it is not overwhelming. And it's very pleasant. And just give a very good cup of espresso. Yeah, so this is the blend. It's called the Satu. Right, and we use it for our espresso. And if you are wondering what are the origins of the Satu, right, basically this is the blend that we now have. Right, it's Brazilian Cerrado base, right? It's quite common, right? And we use a single origin, the Colombian cacao papayan, right? And the tasting note is chocolate, caramel, clean, lingering, and balanced, right? I definitely think that this is balanced, right? So this is our Satu blend, right? If you ever come to our cafe, right, we do rotate our coffee once every week, right? We'll try 2 different blends, and usually the other blend we tend to use it more for latte, right? Not saying that it is not suitable for espresso, but that one is even more balanced. When I say more balanced, I have to make a correction. It's actually not balanced. It's actually off to the more chocolatey and nutty side with a slight acidity. Right, so let's try the other espresso. Let me just rinse this. Right, this is called the Dua, right? Basically Satu Dua, right? If you are not trained in Bahasa Melayu, right? You probably may not understand what is Satu or Dua means. It basically means number 1 and number 2, right? I'm not very good at Malay. I'm trying to learn from my friends. Right, cheers. This is a lot of sweetness. Acidity is slightly lower. It is just about sweetness. My goodness, this is nice. I think this is good for espresso too, right? And we do offer a lot of single origin, right? As you know, I roast on the Kaleido M10 Sniper, the electric infrared roaster, and I have gotten to use the roaster pretty well, I would say confidently, because I've been roasting for quite some time. And we have developed quite a number of single origins, and they all can be used for espresso or filtered, and we understand this coffee very well, right? After having been roasting in Japan for quite some time, right? So that's all for today's video. It's about maybe 15-16 minutes of me talking and maybe pulling 2 shots. I hope you don't find this boring, and I hope to see you very soon in the next video. And thanks for watching. Right, this is CY once again. Right, this channel, right, this video channel is all about having fun making coffee. And if you have been following my channel, right, you have seen me grow from a home business owner to something, moving from something towards opening a shop and eventually a cafe with roasting capacity. Right, this has been like a dream that's not attainable maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Right, I'll never be. You know what, F&B is the last thing that I want to get into, and for those of you running F&B business in Singapore, you know what I mean. Right, it's not an easy business to do, but once I'm in, let's just give it a best and try how it goes. Right, enjoy the process, right, and eventually hope to make some money out of it. Right? Of course, we're a business owner. Right, so thank you for joining me today. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Stay safe and have fun.